What's up, faithful? It is your boy, Niner Sickness, with the Niner Sickness Report. How's everybody doing? What's up, Roberto? What's up? What's up? How is everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a good time on this Saturday, championship weekend. We're going to see the championship games tomorrow, but we're definitely going to be talking 49er football today. If you guys haven't heard already, you guys are going to hear from me. But before I do that, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the like button and hit that notification bell each and every time we go live. Support your boy. We're trying to reach 1,000 subs on YouTube. I'm going to be giving away 3 jerseys. Once we reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away 3 jerseys to 3 lucky winners. I mentioned this before and I'll mention it again. The only reason why I'm looking for 1,000 subscribers on YouTube is because YouTube does not allow you to go live from your phone unless you have at least a minimum of 1,000 subscribers. And this is why I'm looking to get 1,000 subscribers for that purpose only. So help me reach. Let your friends know. Share my video. Let them tell everybody you know, especially all the 49er fans. Tell them. Go to YouTube, subscribe to Niner Sickness podcast, and support my boy Niner Sickness. He's trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and when he does, he's going to give away 3 Stitch jerseys. Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, and George Kittle will be the 3 jerseys I'll be giving away to 3 lucky winners. All right. With that said, give me 1 second, guys. All right, give me 1 second. All right, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a good time. Give me 1 second, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are awesome. All right, here we're ready to rock and roll. All right. Before I proceed, can you guys hear me okay? Are you guys able to hear me okay? Do I sound okay? Am I coming in strong? Let me know. All right, let me say hi to everybody. Let me say hi to everybody. What's up, Roberto? Lucky, Tanisha, Thomas, Lewis, Michael, welcome. Ismail, excuse me. Welcome to the Niner Sickness Report. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing good. Tanisha says, all right, let me fix this real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. There we go. Boom, boom, right there. All right, guys. We're set to go. All right. So you guys can hear me okay? Appreciate it. I appreciate that. Now, real quick question. Can you guys hear my birds in the background? That's always an issue. My birds seem to hawk. As soon as they hear me talk, they begin to hawk. Can you guys hear them or not? I just want to make sure I have my controls in the proper place. What's up, Lucky? What's up, Luis Moreno? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Michael Romo, good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. I want the Niners to get Stafford before Jimmy G came in the picture, but I don't see why we should get Stafford, honestly. Why we should or why we shouldn't. And we're going to talk about that because as you guys read on the title of this podcast, the Detroit Lions and Matthew Stafford had agreed upon mutually parting ways. So both parties are mutually parting ways. They're, new coach that's going to be breaking kneecaps over there in Detroit, taking over. You got Matthew Stafford, who's 32, by the way, 2 years older or 3 years older than Garoppolo. I want to get your thoughts. What are your thoughts on trading for Matthew Stafford? Jimmy G only's problem is staying healthy, and that's a major problem, Ismael. Listen, Jimmy G is not a bad quarterback. He isn't. He's a very good, serviceable quarterback, in my opinion. He's not a bad quarterback. The problem is that he can't stay healthy. He can't stay on the field. So the best ability is availability. So if you can't be on the field, it don't matter how good you are. Same thing goes for D Ford. D Ford's a great pass rusher. Great combination between him and Nick Bosa. But if he can't be on the field to help us win, does it matter that he's a great pass rusher or not? I'd rather have a Kevin Hyder than D Ford if Kevin Hyder plays all 16 games and D Ford only plays 4. Now, am I saying that that Hyder's better than D Ford or as good as D Ford? No. D Ford by far is a better player than Hyder. But again, if D Ford finds himself on the sidelines, does it really matter how good you are? It doesn't. I'd rather have Hyder that is capable of staying healthy for 16 games than a athlete as Ford that won't be. So same thing for Jimmy. I like Jimmy. I think we can win games with Jimmy. But again, if Jimmy is not on the field, we're not winning games. We saw what happened with Nick Mullins and C.J. Beathard. Do you guys want to go through another year of C.J. Beathard and Nick Mullins? I don't. I'm pretty sure you don't either. Let me get to some of these. I'm sorry, Mr. Moreno. Hawks. Okay. I tell you what. I apologize. Do you guys hear my birds chirping? Are my birds chirping in the background or not? No more hawks. Out of respect to my boy Luis Moreno, I'm gonna try to keep myself from saying the HAWK word. Out of respect to you, brother. Now I might mess up, so please forgive me. What's up, Kathy? How you doing, Kathy Sanchez? Good to see you always being part of my show. Appreciate you. Bro, Stafford opens up so much of the field that none of our quarterbacks can touch the strong arm. I agree with you, Michael. Matthew Stafford is by far an upgrade to Jimmy Garoppolo. He is. Jimmy Garoppolo, as good as he is, I think we've seen his ceiling. We have seen his ceiling, and I don't think he can produce or bring anything more to raise him up or raise that bar as far as he went. He's a good, serviceable quarterback, but can you really win games with Jimmy G? I mean, let me rephrase that. We can win games with Jimmy G. He's proving that. Can you win championships with Jimmy G? You can win games, but can you win championships, Super Bowls with Jimmy G? Maybe it's just me, but I think we have a better chance of winning championships and Super Bowls with Matthew Stafford than Jimmy G. And I know a lot of you guys want Deshaun Watson. So do I. But I got to admit, Matthew Stafford will be cheaper to get. And I think with Matthew Stafford and Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Raheem Morris. Did I say Raheem Morris? Wow. This must be this is definitely a Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Raheem Mostert, Wilson, our quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts comes back. KB comes back. Imagine the possibilities what Kyle Shanahan can do in this offense with Matthew Stafford. And we wouldn't have to give up Nick Bosa for Deshaun Watson. Now, I think Deshaun Watson can be a better quarterback than Matthew Stafford, but I think John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan can do so much more with Matthew Stafford than they can do with Jimmy Garoppolo. Let me know your thoughts on that. I was watching the Hawks Hater TV, and I called in today. Right on. Is that the gentleman that always asks for money? I don't know. I shouldn't say that. I apologize. My shows are for free. My shows are free. You don't have to give me money to watch my show. No Hawks in here, bro. I hear you. I hear you. How you doing? How you doing, Sean? How you doing? Welcome. Carlos. What's up, brother? Why can't we just go for a legit quarterback? Watson, why settle for mediocre quarterback? Why can't we just go big? I hear what you're saying, Carlos. I know you're frustrated. We all are. We all know that teams are only as good as their quarterback. Quarterbacks are the first. You got to get a franchise quarterback and surround your team around it. You can have the best defensive ends. You can have the best receivers. But if you don't have a top 5 quarterback, you're going to put yourself in a position that you may not win championships. With Garoppolo, we saw that we can get to the Super Bowl. But I think if we would have had Matthew Stafford or if we would have had Deshaun Watson in the 2019 Super Bowl, I believe we would have won that game clearly. There's no way Patrick Mahomes would have came back and beat us because we would have had put so much more points on the board. But to your question about just going for it, let me ask you, Carlos, in fairness, if you were the GM, and please, don't answer this as a fan, answer it as a GM, having the best interest not only for yourself, but for the team. Would you give up 2 number 1s, 2 number 2s, and Nick Bosa for Deshaun Watson? Because if you don't give all those picks and a caliber player like Bosa to the Texans, it's going to be hard to pry Deshaun. Now, the only good thing about this, though, is Deshaun has a no trade clause, meaning he can choose to go where he wants to go. And he can choose to come to the Niners, and Niners can just give up 2 number 1s. Now, we have to wait and see, but I think if we go after someone like Matthew Stafford, I can see ourselves winning a lot of games and making it to the Super Bowl with Matthew Stafford. I like him. I like the caliber of player that Matthew Stafford is. He's only 32. He'll be 33. Of course, Watson is 25, but you got to consider what is going to cost the 49ers to get Watson compared to what it's going to cost the 49ers to get Stafford. All right, you guys, these comments are coming in quick. So let me sure I catch up on these comments. I disagree. Stafford not much better than Jimmy G. Okay. All right. I would like to know why you don't think he's much better than Jimmy G, but I hear you. Now, Watson, that's an upgrade. Well, Watson is a top 5 quarterback. A number 1 tier quarterback. But again, you got to consider what the cost is going to be for Watson. I like Watson. If I had to choose between Watson and Stafford, keeping in mind that there was no cost to it, if I just had to pick one, I will pick Deshaun Watson in a heartbeat. But at what cost? Are you willing to give up the farm for him? Are you willing to give up 2 number 1s, 2 number 2s, and a possible player of the caliber of Nick Bosa or Fred Warner to bring in Deshaun Watson? Because we can speculate and we can say, well, you know what, Niner sickness, wait a minute. It's not going to cost us a player. Maybe 2 number 1s. That's about it. Well, that's just a speculation between us, the fans. All I know is that yes, he has a trade clause, but the Texans are going to do whatever they can to try to get as much for him as possible. Now, let's say, for example, the Jets, Miami Dolphins, and the Niners are the 3 teams pursuing Deshaun Watson. Out of all 3 teams, let's just for sake of argument, let's say the Jets offer the most compensation for him, then Miami, then the Niners. So the Niners are offering the least compensation for him. The Jets are offering much more. Jets offered 3 first rounds. We only offer 2, right? Deshaun Watson can say, all right, I still want to go to the 49ers. I still want to play for the 49ers. And the Texans have no choice but to trade him to the Niners, even though the Niners are giving less than the Jets or the Dolphins. Or they can choose to keep him, and then Deshaun sits on the bench for the whole year, which I don't see that happening with the Texans. I don't see it happening. But it's really up to Deshaun where he wants to go. He may want to go to the Jets. That's yet to be seen. This offseason is going to be very interesting, to say the least. What's up, Tom? How you doing, sir? I love that you stay connected with us during the offseason. I love talking football all day, every day. Me as well, Tanisha. I love football. I have my regular show with the guys on Mondays and on Fridays. If you guys are not aware, those that are watching may be new to my channel, we have the NWA Niners with Attitude podcast on YouTube Mondays and Fridays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. There's 4 of us, myself, Niner Sickness, the Boston Hater, Florida Mike, and E-Man. We bring you content every Monday and Friday. Now, here on the Niner Sickness Report, there's really no set dates. If I feel like talking football with you guys, if there's breaking news, if there's a hiring of a coach, firing of a coach, if there's players being moved around, I come on here when I have time. There's no set times. This is the Niner Sickness Report. But if you guys haven't checked out my NWA podcast Mondays and Fridays, check it out on YouTube. Let's see here. Can Stafford learn to play the playbook? Jimmy got 3 to 4 years running the playbook. See, that's going to be an issue depending how good Stafford is. But the good thing about the playbook, even though it's harder to learn, is the scheme that is played out are beneficial to the quarterbacks. Kyle Shanahan's scheme benefits quarterbacks and their ability of what they can do. In other words, Coach Shanahan is going to see what Matthew Stafford has to offer, his abilities, and he's going to create plays around Matthew Stafford's abilities. And that's a positive side. But yes, it's going to take a little bit of a curveball to learn that offense. Absolutely. And that can be a downside, but I don't think so. I think Stafford is smart enough to be able to learn the playbook and start chugging along. Jimmy, what's up, brother? We need a running quarterback that ain't scared to take off. I know that that's the new thing that's going on, especially in the NFC. In the NFC West. You got, I don't know about Goofy. He's a little bit mobile. What I mean by Goofy is golf, in case you didn't know. And then we have Russell Wilson that is very mobile. And then you have Kyle Murray that is mobile as well. So if we can bring a quarterback like Deshaun Watson, will be ideal into this West Coast offense that we're running. And man, can you imagine what Kyle Shanahan could do? Now, this still boggles me. For the life of me, I don't know what Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch were thinking when they first came to the Niners. The opportunity to draft. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the opportunity to draft Deshaun Watson was there. And we chose to not draft a quarterback, and we went with Solomon Thomas. Now, I know Solomon Thomas hasn't worked out. I know he's a bust. But even if Solomon Thomas was a great D-tackle, double-digit sacks, as good as Bosa, for example, I still would have rather have drafted Deshaun Watson. I don't know I know a lot of people speculate that Kyle Shanahan was in love with Kirk Cousins. Kyle Shanahan wanted to bring Kirk Cousins to the Niners, and therefore he did not evaluate any quarterbacks coming into the Niners during the draft. That's why he didn't take a quarterback. There's so many speculations going around, but man, imagine if we would. Now, with that said, if we would have drafted Deshaun Watson in 2017, guess what? We would have not had Nick Bosa on our team, because we got Nick Bosa because Jimmy got hurt. Watson didn't. We would have won more games. Therefore, Nick Bosa would not have been part of the Niners. We probably wouldn't have had Debo. So it's kind of, you know what I mean? A lot of factors of what we could have, would have, have takes place. Not really look what they did with Hopkins. They're the best player. Our real window is in the next 2 to 3 years. I think Stafford will be a slight upgrade over Jimmy. I think he's an upgrade from Jimmy, but that's just me though. I think Stafford can definitely bring something that Jimmy doesn't bring, is that arm strength. Listen, with Matthew Stafford, you guys saw what Brandon Ayuk was able to accomplish, right? You saw the abilities of Brandon Ayuk. And look at the stats that he put on his rookie year. This is with third-string quarterbacks. Those numbers that Ayuk put up were with Mullins and CJ. And partially Jimmy. Imagine having Matthew Stafford throwing the deep ball to Brandon Ayuk. Oh, man. I'm just saying, man. Those possibilities are nice. Texans would trade Watson, bro. We can get him without trading Bosa. Again, these are just speculations. I can't guarantee that we can't, or that they won't, or that they will. Excuse me. I can't guarantee they will. You can't guarantee that they won't. We don't know. It's all speculations. Whether they'll trade Bosa, whether they're not, we don't. I mean, it's for sake of argument and conversational wise, you can make your point why Bosa will not be in the trade talks. I can make my point on why he would, but ultimately, it has to be up to the Niners and the Texans. Now, with that said, do I want to get rid of Nick Bosa? Of course not. Of course not. I love Nick Bosa. I think Nick Bosa is a top 5 defensive end, pass rusher. Nick Bosa pass rushers are hard to come by, but so are quarterbacks of the caliber of Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is a top 5 quarterback that can move the needle. He within himself can win games for us. I love Bosa. But if I had to choose between Bosa or Stafford, I would take Stafford over Bosa. Yes, we can win games with Bosa, but I guarantee you we can win more games with Deshaun Watson than we can with Bosa. We can always draft another pass rusher. Of course, not at the caliber of Bosa, but when you have Deshaun Watson winning games for you, the pain of losing Bosa won't be as hard when Deshaun is winning a lot of games for us. But if there's a way to do both, where we can bring in Deshaun, Ismail, and keep Bosa, then hey, more power to John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan to make that happen. Now, let me ask you guys this. Would you guys be willing to give up 3 number ones for Deshaun Watson? No players, just 3 number ones. Would you guys be willing to do that for Watson? Put that in the comments. I would love to see that. Yeah, Trent Williams. The money that Deshaun Watson is going to cost us. Oh, man. Offering a number one picks for Deshaun Watson, we would think that we would have to lock in Trent Williams and sign him. Because if we don't, then we're going to need that number 1 pick to go after a left tackle, in my opinion. So that's a very good point there, Lewis. Very good point. We never know how the 2-1 will turn out to be. Bosa is no. So you wouldn't get rid of Bosa. Okay. I understand you guys have loyalty to Bosa. I know. So I love Bosa too. I'm just looking at it as if I had to choose between Bosa and Deshaun Watson, I would take Deshaun Watson 10 times over Bosa. Now, if we can do both, if I can have my cake and eat it too, then hey, bon appetit. I'm going to enjoy it with a little bit of ice cream. But the reality is, can we have both? I hope so, but we'll have to wait and see. Stafford has never had oh, you mean coach. You put couch. A coach like Kyle. Imagine that. True. Imagine Matthew Stafford in a system that Kyle Shanahan runs and how Kyle Shanahan can utilize the best attributes that Matthew Stafford has to offer. I think Matthew Stafford will be a great addition to the Niners. It won't cost us that much. And we can keep Bosa. And I think that even though you guys I know you guys like Jimmy G, and he's very likable, but Matthew Stafford is better quarterback than Jimmy G, in my opinion. Bring him in, Stafford, and let him challenge. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Patrick, and welcome to the show, Patrick Kirk. Good to see you, brother. If they bring in Matthew Stafford, I can almost guarantee that Jimmy Garoppolo will not be on the Niners roster. I cannot see the Niners keeping both quarterbacks. Jimmy G is going to be due $26 million. Okay? $26 million in 2021. I just can't see the Niners keeping Stafford and Jimmy to fight for that number one spot. If they bring in Stafford, I guarantee they're going to move Jimmy quickly, in my opinion. Let me know if you guys agree with that or disagree. It's all good. This is how we do conversations here on the Niner Sickness Podcast. Okay, I read that one. What's up, Chris Lynn? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the Niner Sickness Report. No, I like our young defense guys. Okay, all right. So you rather ride with Jimmy G and keep Bosa than lose Bosa and have Deshaun Watson, correct? And that's okay if that's your opinion. To get Watson, it would take a starter and 2 first-rounders. Pretty much, Tom. I agree. Who that starter would be, I don't know. It could be Fred Warner. I don't think it'll be George Kittle because why would Deshaun Watson want to come to the Niners if Kittle's not available? And I don't want Kittle to go anywhere. I don't want Bosa to go either way, but I'm just saying if we make a trade and the trade consists of giving Bosa up for Deshaun, I would do it. But if we can keep them both, hey, more power to John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan for making that happen. They trade Hopkins, bro. They got robbed. And that trade, but remember, when that happened, O'Brien was the manager and head coach. He got fired. He is no longer there. They got a new GM in Houston. They're going to bring in a new coach in Houston. Now, now keep this in mind too, guys. Houston is the only team without a coach, right? Every other team has hired a coach. Houston is the only team without a coach. I wonder why. I know that Deshaun Watson is very high on Eric Bieniemy. He wants Eric Bieniemy to be a coach for the Houston Texans. They haven't hired a coach yet. Are they waiting for Eric Bieniemy to become available? Whether that's if they lose tomorrow or they win the Super Bowl or whatever, after the Super Bowl, I should say, and they hire Eric Bieniemy, maybe Deshaun Watson goes nowhere. Maybe he stays with Houston. But at least we know for sure that Matthew Stafford wants to leave the Lions. They're going to part ways. Do you want to risk not going after Matthew Stafford and then take the chance that Deshaun Watson decides to stay with the Houston Texans? That's a big risk, but anything can happen. Watson wants to go to the Jets, I've heard. I heard those kind of rumbling as well there, Roberto. But everything right now is speculation. Everything we hear, honestly, guys, is speculation. This player wants to go here. This player wants to go. How many years have we gone through where players that we thought they were going to go to the certain team did not? It's all speculation, man, until we see the ball rolling and they can categorize, okay, these are the top 5 teams pursuing a Watson. Then we can start narrowing it down where the potential landing spot might be for him. But right now, he hasn't even requested a trade from the Houston Texans. So it's all speculation. Fred Warner and Kittle both back up Jimmy G. They want him back. Well, Ismail, listen. Of course they want him back. Okay, Kittle will never publicly say he wants Matthew Stafford over Jimmy. He's not going to say that. Whether he wants, let's say Kittle wants Stafford. He's not going to be publicly say that. Can you imagine if he says, oh, I'd rather have Stafford over Jimmy? That's not going to happen. But if the Niners get rid of Jimmy and they bring in Stafford, I'll guarantee you that Fred Warner and George Kittle, they will be on board with Matthew Stafford or Deshaun Watson or whoever comes in. But they're never going to put a player under the bus and say, I'd rather have Watson or Stafford over Jimmy. You would hope they wouldn't do that. Unless you're Antonio Brown. and all bets are off with him. Beto, is Sherm done in the red? Yes, yes. I mean, I can't guarantee it, but yes, he is done. He's going to cost too much money to come back. Does he still have enough play in him? Yes. Should we bring him back? Yes, but not at the amount that he wants to get paid. Most likely, he's going to go to the Jets. I mean, he's been advocating for Robert Saleh. He loves Robert Saleh. He will follow, most likely, Robert Saleh and go to the Jets once free agent season starts. Don't be surprised if another corner goes to the Jets. Who would that be? Jason Verrett. Listen, I want Jason Verrett to sign with the Niners. Jason Verrett had a great year, but he has never gotten paid since he was drafted from the Chargers. Why? Because he's always been hurt. He's always been hurt. He's never accomplished anything because of his injuries. 2020 was his first year where he proved himself. He's been on 1 year prove it contracts since he's been in the league, since he left the Chargers with us. This is the chance that he has to make his money. Now, if the Niners don't pay him what he wants because we don't have it, unfortunately, the Jets have $70 million available for free agency. Robert Saleh was his defensive coordinator in San Francisco. The possibilities, I know you guys may not want to hear it, but the reality is Jason Verrett could possibly follow Robert Saleh to the Jets. Do I want that to happen? No. Do I want Jason Verrett to sign with the Niners? Yes. Is there a possibility that he signs with the Niners? Yes. Now, I think we have better chances of signing Trent Williams than we do Jason Verrett. But again, if we do both, then more power to Murad Parag for making ways of keeping both of them. But it's going to be difficult to bring in Jason Verrett, especially if the Jets are dangling money in front of him. And you got to remember, Jason Verrett, if he stays with the Niners for 1 year, for another year or 2 or 3, and doesn't get paid what he's worth, and he gets hurt, he just lost the opportunity to cash in. So I don't want Jason Verrett to leave, but if he does, I understand why he would leave. He's trying to make money for himself and his family. What man that does not come into the NFL trying to get security for themselves and their family? So I wouldn't hate him for it. We should focus on Trent Williams. I believe that he is the number one priority, Roberto. I have to believe that he's the number one priority of the San Francisco 49ers is to bring back our left tackle, Trent Williams. So I believe that if anything, he will be the number one signing if we come into an agreement with him and his agent to stay in San Francisco. Now, the positive thing that we have going for us is that Forrester got promoted to offensive line coach. Forrester was the offensive line coach with the Washington Redskins of the time. They were still called the Redskins. Excuse me. And Trent Williams and Forrester have a great relationship. Now, Forrester is our offensive line coach. Hopefully, that will be a little bit of a chip to try to keep Williams with the Niners. A little bit of a bargaining chip. Not a guaranteed chip, but hopefully a bargaining chip, to say the least. Stafford does have heart, though. He does. And he doesn't get hurt as often. He's been hurt, but he doesn't get hurt as much as Jimmy has. And he has that arm. That boy can throw it 60, 70 yards down the field. Imagine what he can do with Brandon Ayuk. We want to take advantage of the attributes that Brandon Ayuk brings to the table. Trading for Stafford and cutting Jimmy would have money. Well, we would like to trade Jimmy, most and foremost. But if if we cut Jimmy or trade him, we will have money to sign Trent and Verrett. Very good point there, Mr. Romo. I agree with you 100%. If we bring in Stafford, trading Jimmy would allow us a little bit of cap room, depending how much we're going to give Stafford too, though. Maybe we. I think with Trent Williams, I think we're going to do is we're going to front load that contract. A lot of it's going to be front loaded for Trent Williams, in my opinion, to try to keep him with the 49ers going forward. Look at all the teams with a legit quarterback. They're always in the playoffs. Example, Tom Brady. There's no we should have got Watson. We don't want to wait any longer. It does not really matter if we have a good defense or good receivers if we don't have a legit quarterback. I agree. Now, a lot of people might say, well, look at Russell Wilson. He has no defense. He has okay receivers, no running game, and yet they won the West, right? But keep in mind, the Niners are a bit, even if we lose Bosa, okay? Keep this in mind, even if we lose Bosa in a trade for Watson, the Niners are still a better team than the stupid birds over there. I said I was not going to mention that name, so the chickens over there. So even if we lose Bosa and we bring in Deshaun, we still have Brandon Ayuk, we have Deebo Samuel, we have George Kittle, Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson Jr. We have a good offensive line, especially if we bring Trent Williams back. Our offensive line wasn't that bad. Yes, there were some areas of weakness, especially at right guard. That needs to be taken care of. Center needs to be taken care of. I know a lot of you guys didn't like so much Mike McClinchy this year, but Mike McClinchy did not play as bad as people made it out to be. He's good. He just needs to get better against the pass. He is top 5 against the run. But I think if we have a mobile quarterback like Deshaun Watson, the protection will be there even better because Deshaun Watson will get rid of the ball quicker. If not, he will extend plays with his legs, which will bring pressure off our offensive linemen. And that would help them out. Mullins keeping the ball for too long. Jimmy holds on to the ball too long. CJ is just like a deer in the headlights. That exposed our offensive line because of the lack of playing of our quarterbacks. Solomon soft for his size. Yeah, he's a little softy. Michael Romo, are you sure about that? I thought cap cost would be about the same. No, we got a conversation between our viewers. That's pretty good. Stafford only upside over Jimmy is toughness. I think he brings a little bit more than that, Ismael, but toughness is definitely one of them. Stafford will ball wherever he goes. I think you meant to say I feel like it, or I'm not quite with the last part of the comment there, sir. Ismael Ortiz, that's alone is enough for me. Adam Laura, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the Niners Sickness Report. We don't want Stafford. I live in Michigan, and he can't win a big game. He didn't in college or pros. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I'm going to be cutting this short because my Lakers are about to play. Yes, guys, I'm a big Lakers fan, and they're about to play in about 15 minutes. But very good point, Adam. Has he ever had a coach like Kyle Shanahan, though? But I can respect your comment. Stafford is a better downfield passer. Yes, he is. Was yes, he is. Because Lions don't have a defense. They don't. They absolutely don't. No way we should get rid of Bosa, bro. Okay, I'm not saying we should. I don't know. Let me retract that. I don't want to get rid of him, but if he's part of the package for Watson, then I would. So I guess I am. I don't know. I don't want to contradict myself on the Bosa situation. In my heart, I don't want to get rid of him. In my brain, it makes sense to get rid of him for Watson. Okay, I'm disconnecting my feelings as a fan and trying to put a cap of a GM and seeing what's best for the team. That's all. And that don't make another Buckner mistake. I don't think Buckner was a mistake, in my opinion. I don't think he was a mistake at all. I like Buckner. Buckner's a great D tackle, but he's not that good to pay him $21 million per year. Nope. That wasn't a mistake at all. And this is where me and you may disagree. You're looking at it as you're looking at him, the situation as a player. You got to look at it as not only as a fan, the player, but also the money that it's going to cost the 49ers. Paying a player of his caliber $21 million, he's not Aaron Donald. Buckner is good, but he's not Aaron Donald. And he shouldn't get Aaron Donald's money, in my opinion. The Niners tried to sign him in 2018. He refused. Okay? We're trying to sign Trent Williams. We couldn't afford, and I know a lot of you are like, wow, keeping Eric Armstead instead of Buckner was dumb. Maybe in production-wise, but money-wise, it was wiser to keep Eric Armstead over Buckner. And we got a first-round pick for him, and we got Javon Kinlaw. Listen, give Javon Kinlaw an opportunity to win you if he hasn't won you already. This kid is special. He's only going to get better. And I guarantee you, save this video if you don't believe me. In a year or two from now, Javon Kinlaw, the way he's going to be playing, he's going to make it easier not to remember DeForest Buckner. Keep that in mind. You heard it here first. What's up, Tucker? Now, Tucker, I just read your comments. Is absolutely in a heartbeat. So, are you agreeing with me that you would trade Bosa for Deshaun Watson? Is that what you're saying about with it? Absolutely in a heartbeat? Please let me know, brother. Jimmy says no. I would trade 3 first-rounders, no problem, for Watson. This is it. We have to go for it now. Okay. 3 first-rounders. Nope. To 3 number ones, especially with Stafford on the market. Now, draft a quarterback in the later rounds, sit him behind. Now that's a good idea. See, I'm not trying to pick any of you guys over other people. Okay, you guys are all awesome. I appreciate all you guys, all your comments, but I'm going to be honest. With some of you, I'm going to agree. With some of you, I'm not going to agree. It's okay. We are fans, and it's okay to agree to disagree. But I like Michael Romo's thought process. Bring in Matthew Stafford. Don't give up on a lot of number ones. Okay. Draft a quarterback and develop him behind Stafford. And hopefully, once Stafford either gets traded again or leaves or retires, we have developed a quarterback to take his place. I like that. See, that's kind of thinking as a general manager, less as a fan, in my opinion. But again, all your comments are awesome. I'm not picking one over the other. I'm just saying. Real quick, before I call it a show, I just want to remind you guys that I'm giving away 3 jerseys. 3 jerseys: Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, and George Kittle. 3 authentic stitch jerseys. All you got to do is help me reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, not here on Facebook, on YouTube. The reason why, and I said this earlier in my show, the reason why I need 1,000 subscribers is because I like to go live from my phone. And unfortunately, I can't go live on my phone on YouTube unless I have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers. I've never been a person that cares how many followers I have. I can have 2,000, I can have 200, I can have 2 followers. I love talking 49er. Listen, if nobody was watching me right now, I'll still be having fun talking 49er football. But YouTube, unfortunately, you got to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers to go live from your phone. So if you guys help me reach 1,000 subscribers, 3 lucky winners will win a Kittle, a Bosa, and a Fred Warner authentic jersey from your boy Niner Sickness. All you got to do is follow me on YouTube. Let your friends and family go into the groups that you belong, Niner groups, and let people know by word of mouth, hey, do you want to win a jersey? Go to YouTube, type in Niner Sickness, and just become a subscriber to his channel. And once 1,000 subscribers is hit, he will be giving away 3 jerseys. And one of you can be a lucky winner of one. And listen, the way I'm going to do it is if you win a jersey, your name will be put back into the basket. So you can potentially win all 3 jerseys. You can win 2 jerseys or win 1. I'm not going to limit you to winning 1 jersey. So help me out by letting people know that I to subscribe to my YouTube channel under Niner Sickness. Once I hit 1,000 subs, you guys will have an opportunity to win not 1, not 2, but 3 jerseys. Compliments of myself to show my appreciation of you guys helping me out. When I go to the game, I'm a ticket season holder. So when I go to the games, I want to go live on YouTube from my phone. And I have to do it with 1,000 subscribers minimum, unfortunately. If YouTube did not have that rule, then I would, if I have 5 or 3 or 2, I'll be okay with it. But I need your guys' help. Can you guys help your boy, Niner Sickness, reach 1,000 subscribers by a word of mouth? Tell your friends, tell your cousins, tell your ex-cousins, ex-wives, ex-husbands, whoever. Go to YouTube, subscribe to the Niner Sickness, and get the opportunity to win a jersey and also to enjoy great content. Yes, because we don't know how the number ones turn out to be. Just look at the number 1 we drafted besides Bosa. I say trade 3 number 1. Well, one thing about draft, it's a crapshoot. We all know this. When you draft, look at arguably George Kittle and Fred Warner are better than Solomon Thomas, right? Solomon Thomas, third overall in the first round. Kittle, 5th round. Greenlaw, 5th round. To your point, Carlos, every time you draft in the draft, you're not guaranteed to get a good player. It's a crapshoot. You know what you're getting in Deshaun Watson, right? So if you look at it from that standpoint, you make a good point, a valid point, Carlos. You know what you're getting in Deshaun Watson. You do not know what you're getting in those draft picks. Sometimes you have to just take a chance. I agree with you, brother. Jimmy to the New England for a first round now. We gave them a second round. Coach Belichick is not going to send a first round to get him back. That'd be like a slap in the face. I wouldn't mind. If that would happen, more power to it. Would you bring back Aldon Smith? I don't think the Cowboys are going to let him go, honestly, Jimmy. I would, personally. Now that he's cleaned up his act, I heard he's doing really well. I heard he's not drinking anymore. I met Aldon Smith in person at a supermarket in San Jose, and he was drunk. The guy was like totally lit. It was a couple of days after the New England game when the Niners played New England. Aaron Hernandez was still on that team at the time. And he was driving. Aldon Smith was driving, bro. He got into his car drunk and drove away. So I was like, wow. This is before all the news came out that he had problems with alcohol, before all the incidents started to come out. I saw him firsthand. And I didn't ask for an autograph. I didn't bother him. He looked like he didn't want to be bothered, man. And that guy's, I didn't want to get my butt kicked anyway, so I was not going to mess with him. But I did see him, and he looked messed up. I'll bring back Staley as a offensive coach. See, that's just your loyalty to Staley, brother, because you loved him as a player. But you remember, just because you were a great player doesn't always make you a great coach. I'll bring him as an intern coach, but not to start off as our offensive line coach. Now, that's a little bit too extreme for me, bro. Bring in Stafford and draft a quarterback. All right. What's up, David? What's up, Jose? Hines and Sickness, what do you think our defense would be? What do you think our rank would be? Trying to get your okay, if we keep Bosa healthy, if we have a healthy D Ford and another year of Javon Kinlaw, again, Eric Armstead is a good pass rusher, a good D tackle. Unfortunately, he drew a lot of double coverage this year because of the lack of D Ford and Nick Bosa. With Nick Bosa and D Ford coming at the edge and Javon Kinlaw second year, that's going to free up time for Eric Armstead. And Eric Armstead, if he's not double teamed, you guys can see what he can do. We have our linebackers coming back now. It all depends what happens with our secondary. All our secondary are free agents, minus Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward is the only signed secondary that we have. Everyone else is a free agent in our secondary. Ask me this question, Jose, after we find out who we keep and who we bring in, to give you a better idea of what our defense will be in 2021. It would depend on, do we keep Jason Verrett? What do we draft a cornerback in the draft with the number 12 pick if we don't trade it away? A lot of things can happen between then and now. So for me to answer that question for you, Jose, would be not really fair. Ask me later on, once we are settled, of who we have kept free agent wise and who we brought in free agent. Then I can give you a better idea to that question. I would get Stafford and draft a cornerback with our 12th pick. Then keep Trent and Verrett. We will be top in the NFC. I don't know what the cost would be for Stafford, but I know it's not going to be a number one. It'll probably be a number 2 or 3 for Stafford. We'll have to wait and see. Let's see here. What's up, Victor? How you doing, sir? I would be careful with the Verrett. It's 1 year at a time. Well, it is. Now, I think Verrett's going to get paid with Detroit. I really believe he's going to go follow Saleh. The Detroit Lions have $70 million. They're going to offer him an amount of money that the Niners cannot afford to pay. Unless, for some particular reason, Verrett has a sense of loyalty to Kyle Shanahan for bringing him into the Niners organization when the Chargers gave up on him, then we'll have to wait and see. But honestly, after the year that he had, and because there's no guarantees that he'll be a good corner going forward, injury-wise, he may take a big contract and a big payday with Detroit and make that money. And who can blame him? I certainly can't. And neither should you guys. Niners need a consistent quarterback. That's all. If you mean healthy, that is definitely in the column of consistent. Listen, Jimmy Garoppolo is not a bad quarterback. He's not great, but he's not bad. He's just not consistent when it comes to his health. He's always injured, and you can't have your star quarterback on the bench because he's injured and expect to win games. That is hard to do. Trent needs a 4-year deal. I think I said this earlier, Victor, and I'll say it again. Trent Williams, I believe they're going to do what they call they're going to pay him out front. They're going to pay him so much money out front. They're going to front load his contract. That way, in the 2 or 3 years from now, if he's not planning out, we can let him go. Kind of like what we're doing with Jimmy. You know that if we cut Jimmy, it would only cost like $2.8 million against the cap. But if we keep Jimmy after a certain date, it will cost us $26 million. Keep that in mind when you guys talk about Jimmy. Trent should get $18 million. Next year, then bump him 20 to 21. The salary cap is shrinking across the NFL, and big money won't be there except for a handful of teams. Now, very good point, Tom, and I'm going to be ending my show. The best thing for Trent Williams, to be honest with you, is to sign a 1-year deal with the Niners. You'll be like, what? A 1-year deal? Yes. And take his chances of getting paid next year when the money goes up. You're right. The money has gone down to $175 million this year. A lot of teams may want to pay Trent Williams what he's worth, but they may not be able to do so because of the finances. So if he signs a year with us, next year, he can get what he's valued from another team. Now, I'd rather him sign 4 years with us and just stay with us and not worry about anything else. But he may be considering a 1-year deal with us. Now, Jason Verrett does not have that luxury. He cannot afford to sign a 1-year deal again. Because if he gets hurt, there goes his payday. He needs to get signed by us or by Detroit or by a team that is going to throw a lot of money his way. All right, guys, that has concluded my show. If I did not answer your guys' questions, I apologize. I see No Gomez. What's up? I see Rosilla. I see you guys. Thank you for being part of the Niner Sickness Report. Remember, follow me on YouTube. Help me reach 1,000 subs on YouTube and get the opportunity to win not 1, not 2, but 3 49er jerseys. Compliment of your boy Niner Sickness. So let your friends and family know. Hey, are you following Niner Sickness on YouTube? What? You're not? Slap them after you slap them. Not just kidding. Don't slap them. Just kindly tell them, hey, if you're not following Niner Sickness, do me a favor. Go to YouTube, subscribe to his channel, watch great content, and get the opportunity to win not 1, not 2, but 3 jerseys, compliments of the 49ers. Carlos says, I'm about to subscribe and spread. Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate it. If everybody can follow my boy Carlos, follow his lead. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. But most importantly, spread the word. Spread the word. I know you guys belong to a lot of groups. You guys are the faithful. And I know you guys belong to a lot of groups. Go to your friends and family. Tell them, go to the YouTube. It takes a few minutes. Subscribe to the channel. It's free. And get the opportunity not only to get great content, but to win a jersey. All right, guys. I'm your boy. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Peace.